Hey everybody, this is Mr. Jaco here, and this clip I'm going to talk to you about Scrabble Tag, which is a great game for literacy skills, and it can also be used as an instant activity or regular part of your lesson. I have a high ESOL population at my school, so this is something that I like to revisit quite frequently so that we can work on letter recognition while still increasing activity. So the first thing that I did is I went out to the dollar store and got sponges that I cut up into little pieces that could fit on a Scrabble board and wrote letters on them. This is something that's great for your tactile learners. This is a sample Scrabble board that I made. Each team will get, but you can choose to make them however you want. This is a closer look. So if you can see when you get to the bottom, it is like a regular Scrabble game where they do have points. You can choose to use this or not. I tend to use it with the intermediate grades. This is the way I would have my gym set up with 5 teams, starting with orange on the left, yellow, red, green, and blue. Now you're probably wondering what that is on the floor, so here's a closer look. I give each tagger a penny along with some sort of soft tagging device. You can use a pool noodle. I like to make it fun and always use like a rubber chicken or a rubber pig. The kids seem to really get a kick out of that. So here's the last part of setting up this game. You're going to want to make sure that you have your letters in some sort of safe area so that when they're running, they're able to stop and look for the letter that they need without the worry of a tagger getting them. If that's the case, then your letters are going to go all over the place. So you want to make sure you give them some safe area. Here I've done it with just using the lines on the floor. Once you have the overall setup of the gym, this is really how I put my teams together. This is the yellow team here. There's 4 people on a team. The person that's waiting is standing inside the hoop. They're going to run out to the safe area to grab one letter. Make sure you talk to them about only grabbing one letter at a time. The other 3 students that are waiting by the Scrabble board. They're engaged to try and put those letters together to spell a word when that student comes back with the letter. And they move up in the line as each person comes back. So what happens when a student gets tagged? Well, one person from each team is going to run out to the safe zone. If they can make it to the safe zone, they try and grab one letter. If on their way back they get tagged, they would return that letter back to the pile, find an area around the perimeter of the gym, and complete 5 jumping jacks before returning and high-fiving the next person to go. If they're on their way to the safe zone and get tagged, they still perform the 5 jumping jacks, then return back to their team, high five the next person, and they will attempt to go make it to the safe zone. Make sure that when you are discussing this with primary grades that you really emphasize grabbing one letter at a time. You might have students that are trying to grab more than one, but really this is the time to talk about honesty and what that word means. So this is the best angle where you can take a look at what the game will look like in real time. Here you see 3 students running out to make it to the safe area. Make sure that when you discuss safety, that you talk about no sliding to get inside the safe zone. You also want to discuss with your taggers that they can't guard the safe zone. They can't stand directly outside. In my gym and in this picture you can see I tell my taggers that they have to at least stand by the white lines and they cannot cross over them. Sometimes you'll have students that hang inside that safe zone. They're looking for one letter in particular. They just can't find it. Really what I try to do is I try and make a 7-second rule that once you get inside the safe area, you have 7 seconds to find the letter that you need. If you can't find it, you either have to go back without a letter or you just simply take a random letter that you can find. This way it increases the activity for all students among your team. I like to use the pull down screen to display the words. Really, you can have the game where they're choosing their own words that they want to spell, but for the primary grades, here I've shown you the word orange because we're working on nutrition. Um, I feel that the primary grades, this works best to display the word because it really alleviates some stress and helps them out with letter recognition if they are struggling. So that's Scrabble Tag. Hope you enjoyed it. I know my students love it. They ask for it all the time. It's a great way to keep kids active and give their brains a little bit of a boost. So if you have any questions, please feel free. Definitely hit me up on Twitter. Thanks, everybody.